Hey, good morning, everyone. It is Friday. It's training day. We have free coaching for everyone, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Just email me, david@dmeltzer.com, or join our text community, 949-298-2905. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on Clubhouse this morning on office hours. It was our first run at the go. Let's go, Mikey. It's a great day. Great progress, not perfection. Learning about preparedness today. We'll pin this up here for those of you that don't know how to get in touch with me for my books, guides, exercises, and training for free. 11 a.m. Pacific today, free coaching session. You bring the questions, I'll bring the answers. Speaking of which, let's get some questions rolling in there. Where's my boy Blaine? Always pumping questions. I don't see him online today. Thank you, Colleen, for joining me on Clubhouse. We are all over it. There he is. That's my boy, Steady Eddie. Thank you, Blaine. What's the biggest mistake that young entrepreneurs make? I will tell you, they forget the main important rule to stay in business. And they get way too far outside. They don't ask for help, and they don't focus on staying in business. If you're a young entrepreneur, you have all that runway to be successful, to live and learn and love. You have all that runway to accelerate, grow, and exponentially compound the interest in education and lessons that you've learned. You have all that time to learn those lessons and make mistakes. If you ask for help, the time will shrink down and it'll help you a lot. So the biggest mistake a young entrepreneur makes is to not stay in business. So make sure before you do anything else that you stay in business for tomorrow and evolve, accelerate, grow exponentially. Use Einstein's rule of 72. Compound your interest and grow and double as fast as you can. Thank you for all the questions, everybody. How do you stay so calm while adapting to situations live? You must have saw my Clubhouse today. Illumination, rule number 6, don't take yourself so seriously, right? Look, it is what it is. It's not going to do you any good to panic. And so what we're going to do is make the best out of everyone. Still no invite for Clubhouse. Go ahead and email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I must have missed that. Thank you very much. We'd love to get you in on Clubhouse. You'll love it. Email me, david@dmeltzer.com. Training today. Go ahead. Let's keep the questions rolling. Great day, man. I'm so fired up. Here we go. What do you do to overcome frustration with yourself? Stop, drop, and roll. Frustration, right, is an ego-based emotion. Number one, I identify when I'm an ego-based emotion: frustration, anxiety, fear, anger, guilty, resentful, offended, separate, inferior, superior, just to name a few. And what I do is identify it, then I stop. Instead of resist it, accelerate through it, over it, under it, oversell it, back and sell it, manipulate, lie to it, whatever it may be, I just stop. I breathe through my nose, out through my mouth, get down to my higher frequency. That's right, counterintuitive. I go down to my higher frequency, to center, to neutral, and then I roll in the right direction. So frustration is an ego-based consciousness. Stop, drop, and roll. Know that when you're an ego-based consciousness, your mind, body, and soul are on fire. When you're on fire, you got to stop, drop, and roll. What word or idea are you focusing in on today? Forgiveness. I'm focusing on forgiveness. Forgiveness gives me peace and it gives me certainty. And we have to focus in on forgiveness. We're having and living in progress, not perfection. We are living in progress, not perfection. Look at the subconscious mind in the conscious. Yes, absolutely. Remember, there's no morals in the subconscious mind, though. So you have judgment and conditions in the conscious mind. What is the most challenging lesson you've had to learn? What I just talked about, practicing ending fear, the fifth of the daily practices that provide me the most efficient, effective way to know that I live in the world of more than enough, that everything comes through me for others, not to me or for me. I'm not a victim. I'm not scarce in my own world where everything is for me, that I'm buying things I don't need to impress people I don't like, but simply a world, an abundant world of more than enough, of everything for everyone. When was the last time you spent more than a moment accelerating in the wrong direction? Today. My Clubhouse reconciliation with StreamYard did not go as planned. As usual, if I want to make God laugh, I come up with a well-developed plan, and God was laughing at me all morning. And I was frustrated and in ego-based consciousness because I did not make sure that my team was prepared. I thought I did, and they thought they were, but that's not good enough. And so I'm accountable, and I was frustrated with myself, and I took gratitude of how well it did went. We converted over all types of stuff today, and it went really well. I forgave myself for not being prepared or preparing my team, and I took accountability, and I started learning lessons about the platforms, the reconciliation, preparation, my team, etc., allowing me to not accelerate in the wrong directions. Sometimes you got to vet, right? So you should pick people in your life that allow you to barf on them, to accelerate in the wrong direction, to let it go, get it out of you, and then stop. So that's one of the tricks that I did. And you know who you are today, the people that got the phone call that allowed me to vent for 5 minutes. Remember, I try to spend minutes and moments in ego-based consciousness, not days, weeks, months, or years. All right, I'm looking for my friend and CEO of Canteen Spirits, at Canteen Spirits. My friend Brandon, are you here? Is Brandon here, Jake? Brandon here. Come on, Brandon, are you here? I hate missing people. Christina, hi. Good to see you. She's amazing. If you haven't checked out Christina Madrigal, she's an amazing person and just so positive, and blessed to have her in my life. Yeah, I can't find Brandon Cason. Let me see. Craig Reese, I see. Do not know. Help me out, Jake. Oh, so you're not seeing. I'll get some more questions going. Keep the questions coming. Remember, free training today, free coaching. I'll give a free coaching session, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. The replay is featured. It's called The Playbook. It's a top podcast with celebrities, athletes, entertainers. Hey, Karen, how are you? Celebrities, athletes, entertainers, billionaires, millionaires, entrepreneurs, and my trainings for over 20 years. Get it all there for free. Just download the playbook, like it, share it. You'll love it. My friend, and we'll bring him on, talking about vodka sodas. How it's Friday. It's time for some vodka sodas. What's going on?
Hi there. How are you?
I am great. I like your hat. Looking good.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
No doubt. I love the all-natural ingredient approach to having a good time, relaxing, and having a canned cocktail, which is just an exploding industry. This breakthrough, what were you looking at? Breakthroughs aren't direct. I always say angle to what you want. So my question to you to start is, what were you angling for when you had this extraordinary breakthrough with Canteen?
I think it was really about, people were drinking a lot of seltzers, right? A lot of hard seltzers in the last couple of years, but they weren't drinking a premium based spirit. And so we really just wanted to give them something better, an alternative that was a trade up to what everybody was already consuming a lot of. It's a great time to be in the alcohol industry right now. Everything is changing. The whole world is changing as it relates to what people drink, how they drink, and there's a much more focus on what they put in their bodies. And so you can have a good tasting cocktail that also isn't really bad for you. And so that was really what our mission was to create something that was a premium tasting, but also something that you didn't have the guilt about. So that's what that was the crux of it.
I had to have you on because, my kids drink the cheap shit, right? And I can't do that because it's going to do two things: add to my waistline and give me a headache.
That's right.
Right. And I have to be up at 4 a.m., obviously moderation in all things. So I've learned that lesson from when I was my kids' age. But if I'm going to drink a couple, I want it to not affect my waistline. And I definitely don't want to be foggy, hungover, or even have a headache. If you don't drink that much like I do now in my life, a couple drinks can really hit you hard. 99 calories, zero carbs, zero sugar. We all know the sugar mixers will mess you up.
That's right.
In the head and the waistline. But the coolest thing is normal seltzer. I have a favorite seltzer, and they are in New York, Dr. Brown's Black Cherry Soda. Right? Okay. And I'm a big fan of it. Man, your Black Cherry, it gives you a nice, it's so good. And you use the best vodka. I worked with Sidney Frank early on when he made, vodka a premium drink, by using a French vodka. You're kind of the Sidney Frank of the canned seltzers, man. This is amazing.
Well, we have a lot of things that we are coming out with this year as well. So to play off of the successful year that we had with Canteen in 2020, we're launching Cantina, which comes out next month, which is a tequila-based canned cocktail. Similar in the way that we have 99 calories. It's 1 gram of carbs, no sugar, and 5.5% alcohol. So most of what we do drinks like a beer. So it's sessionable. You can drink it on a golf course. You can drink it on a boat. You're drinking it outdoors with your friends. It doesn't hit you as hard as, if you're just throwing back a bunch of martinis. So that's really, I think, what people are looking for is they want portability. They want to be able to grab and go and have a good time, but not let it impact them the way that, maybe a handful of mixed drinks will. So we're really excited about the year. We also have a gin product coming out called Waterloo Botanicals. It is a gin spritz, also low calorie, low sugar, low carb as well. And that will all be coming out in the next 2 months, really just to capitalize on this wave of ready to drink cocktails that consumers are looking for in a can. Like I said, it's a great time to be in the business of alcohol. It's a great time to be an entrepreneur. People are looking for startups and companies that they can support coming out of COVID. There's a lot of success stories of people that have weathered the storm and done really great things. And I'm really proud of the team, the folks that we have in our company that helped bring this thing to where we are now. And we're really looking forward to the next year. As things start to lessen up a little bit on the Corona side, we're excited to get back into the bars and excited to get back to music festivals and, living our lives. So hopefully for those of you out there that are ready for that as well, you'll find one of our products, somewhere out there and take it with you on your adventures.
Absolutely. I have a TV show called 2 Minute Drill, which the episode 3 is today. It's on Amazon. It's on Bloomberg TV. And we give you 2 minutes to pitch. And I always say giving someone 2 minutes to pitch is like martinis, right? One is not enough. 2 is too many. What I like about Canteen and what I like about what you're saying about tequila and gin as well is that it does allow you, because of the calorie, the carbs, the sugar situation, to enjoy yourself throughout the day without worrying about destroying yourself throughout the day.
Right.
And I think that's one of the critical balances, not only as we sit at home, but, I envision, I'm a big sports person, as you know, because they're in a can, there's going to be more people, because we've been in this period of growth for your industry. Instead of the big, humongous cans of beer for $28, the guys walking down the seats, you're going to see people like Canteen, right? And people drinking these drinks instead while we're watching our games, while we're enjoying it. And they fit into coolers better. I have kids. I can't wait to sit, just dying for my kids to get back out on the field so I can sit with my cooler and do some coaching calls with my ear pods in and have a couple canteens, man.
There
so I'm
you
gonna try out
go.
I saw you have watermelon too, so I want to try that one out.
Yeah, that's our #1 selling SKU right now, but quickly being caught by our newest flavor, which is strawberry, that just came out in the fall. So we've got a lot of good things in the works, and then pineapple comes out this spring as well. So, we're hard at work. We just opened up, or in the next few weeks, we're going to be opening up our own plant here. We kind of, one of the things that we learned last year was we need to own our own facility and own our own production pipeline, because we just couldn't count on other people when we're in the middle of, trying to run our business. So we're happy that we're opening up a 40,000 square foot production facility right here in Austin, Texas, pumping out 5 million cases a year in the next 18 months. And then we'll be bumping that up to about 10 million cases a year as we insert more equipment and get more efficiency going. So we're pumped about what's coming. And I think we're going to be, prepared for all the consumers that are shifting this direction. So it's a good thing.
Don't forget us out in California. Don't forget me over at 23 Rancho Circle. I'm all over. I want to try out the watermelon. I got to try out, of course, my black cherry, and keep up the good work. I know it's drinkcanteen.com, but are you in every state right now and available?
For the most part, yeah. Utah and one other state we're working on. But for the most part, everybody should be able to find Canteen. We have a product locator on our website, and our new brands will be online real soon. So we'll be able to get everybody pointed in the right direction.
and you certainly have, and you're certainly doing an incredible job. And I love the way you give credit to your team. That just makes you an intelligent follower, which makes you a great leader. Thank you so much, Brandon. Come back on.
Thank you.
Give me an update when the new stuff comes out. Don't lose my
You
address.
bet.
I look forward to talking to you soon.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're awesome, buddy. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Awesome. The incredible Canteen, Brandon Cason, there in Austin, Texas, CEO and founder of Canteen Spirits. They get it, right? It's the high quality alcohol, the high quality and effect that it has. You can enjoy yourself and drink responsibly without getting fat and getting a headache. You know, I'm going to be the new slogan: don't get fat, don't get a headache, drink Canteen. All right. Anyway, we're moving right along. Our next guest is here, I believe, and we have a quick question from Vincent. Let me make sure I see you in here, my friend. Vincent, you're here. I thought I saw you. Yeah. Thank you, Blaine, with all your good questions and all your help. You really come through for me here. We're going to go live with Vincent Wolf at Vincent Wolf Designs. Has a quick question for me. There he is.
I have a question for you.
All right. How are you?
I am doing very well, thank you. Excited to be here or there or on the phone.
Wherever we are, it's great to have you. What
At least
question
I
do you
don't
have?
have your tan on anyway.
Yeah, it's nice. Southern
Very
California has been
white skin of
perfect.
New York. I had a question for you. Let me ask you, you have a lot of interesting people, entrepreneurial. I mean, what do you think our responsibility is right now to the country with what we're all going through?
You know, I keep it really simple, and I think it's a responsibility of every entrepreneur to, number one, to make as much money as they can with the intention of helping as many people as they can, and also to be happy or to enjoy themselves, to have fun. And I think in that order, I think most entrepreneurs have a great intent of impact. They have a great passion to change something in the world that is most likely impacted themselves experientially, the founders I'm talking about, the entrepreneurial founders. And yet a lot of times, because they have this altruistic vision, they forget that they can't give what they don't have, and they need to receive. So I try to train, coach, inspire people to live in this abundant world that, look, I want as much as I can to come through me for others. I believe that the innovation, the spirit, the intellect of entrepreneurs are going to not only change our world, but save it. And I think especially concerning AI, the environment, access to data, verification of data, security, cybersecurity, these are all things that entrepreneurs are working on to rethink our education, our politics, our healthcare. Look, you know, don't downplay the vaccine, how much entrepreneurs were involved in saving the world. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. We have like 3 vaccine companies that work at over 99% in just months. And supercomputers and entrepreneurial attributes are what occur. So I think it's really important. It may not be as common to hear. To make a lot of money should be the first goal, but I think it has to be in concert with helping a lot of people. And so if you are an intentful entrepreneur, I wrote a book called Compassionate Capitalists, to be a merchant servant, to be a servant leader. If you have that attitude and intent, then you're the person that should be making the most money in the world to help the world, and to also, as a great thing, be happy yourself and empower others to be happy and share your wealth.
Okay. I was interested in what you had to say because you do talk to so many people that you're always getting different input from each one. So,
yeah. And the last thing I will say too, what I love about talking to so many people is, you know, not only did I run the most notable sports agency in the world and surround myself with extraordinary athletes, but now through what I've been doing, you know, last 15 years around billionaires, millionaires, entrepreneurs, you know, thought leaders, there's one common denominator, and it's, you know, they've done a movie about the pursuit of happiness. I think it's more important to understand that happiness is the pursuit, and that the people who pursue their best, the people that have a desire that they must be what they can be, our happiest. And, detaching our emotions from the outcome, but pursuing a big outcome and with everything that we have is one of the keys to happiness, abundance, and empowerment. And it's another lesson that I've learned from talking to so many people as well, Vincent. Real quick, give me a quick elevator pitch on what your company does and what you do.
Oh. 1961 from Cuba. I have some shortcomings. I'm dyslexic. I didn't have a formal education. Didn't have any training in design. Have no memory. Can't spell. Probably a few other things. But I was able to, because it's such an amazing country. I think it's the only place in the world that if you have the right, and I have. I mean, I've been doing this for interior design for the last 50 years. And I think I don't call it work. I call it play because I love what I do. And I think that when you're saying about entrepreneurial, it's when you're doing what you love, I mean, you get back immediately because it's, you're putting out, and when you put out, you get back. So I think that's, and looking not as work, a 9 to 5, but as a passion.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I will tell you that I broke my life into activity I get paid for, activity I don't get paid for, and I learned to love. I tell people all the time, I won't do something unless I can learn to love it. And that maximizes that passion, purpose, and profitability, allows me to receive more, give more, and have more fun. Vincent, thank you so much for joining me. Where can people find you if we get the connection? Oh, well, we'll put it up in the notes. Thank you, Vincent. Vincent Wolf Design. I have vincentwolf.com, vincentwolfhome.com. Great designer, great entrepreneur, and great questions. Thank you so much, everybody. Remember today, free coaching at 11 a.m. Pacific. Catch the replay, download the playbook. You can like it, share it, but it's featured on Spotify. It's featured on Entrepreneur. It's featured on every platform. Check out the playbook. You'll love it. If you are lost in any way, david@dmeltzer.com. Just go ahead, reach out. My books, guys, exercises, all are free. I'll send you a book. I'll sign it. I'll pay for shipping. Not a problem. 949-298-2905 to join my text community. Check us out on Clubhouse every Friday morning, 6 a.m. on the Millionaires Breakfast Club with Glenn Lundy. There's so many things going on. And don't forget 2-Minute Drill tonight. It's on Amazon today. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 available on Amazon Prime Video and on Bloomberg. Episode 3. How do you maximize the blank space in our calendar? So it's not maximizing the blank space. It's how can we be productive, provide value, accessible to others, and access what we want, and gracious with what's not planned, or in other words, the blank space in our calendar. How can we be productive, accessible, and gracious with what isn't planned, allowing ourselves to adapt, understanding like what happened to me this morning on Clubhouse, right? We make God laugh, come up with a well-developed plan, or don't develop the plan. Like my boy Jakey Bakey and Matt, don't develop the plan. Just tell people and assume they know. When you assume things, you know who you make an ass of, you and me. And so thank you, boys, very much for making an ass of you and me by not preparing correctly. Good lessons. I'm not bitter. I've let it go, or have I? Stop, drop, and roll, Dave. We'll get out of ego-based consciousness. What is a common misconception that you've noticed young people have? Speed and time. They do not, young people, including me, don't have the humility and understanding that they don't know what they don't know. They don't know things exponentially grow and accelerate and compound in their interest. And it's very difficult, right? When a year is 1/20th of your life compared to 1/60th of your life, you have a different perspective of time. And so you're less patient. So very good. You like that shakedown. Gotta be real, man. Here we go. Is drop shipping good? That's a great question. Is drop shipping good? It can be. I love that. It can't be. Drop shipping good. If you make money from drop shipping, if you help people with drop shipping, it's good. If you lose money with it, if you don't help people with it, it's bad. I love that, good or bad. there's so many great uses of drop shipping. And if you learn to make money from it, if you learn to love it, it's really a positive thing. Here we go. How do you make sure to start your day off right? I meditate. It's really simple. I meditate. I start my today at 9 p.m. with an unwinding routine, so I plateau and grow. Catherine is here. Let's make it happen. Here she is. All right. We'll just interrupt myself. And I start my day at the highest frequency with a baseline of meditation from my unwind routine the night before. We are waiting here. The founder and CEO of Best Self. Could there be anything better than our best self? Hi, Catherine.
Hi, David. How are you doing?
I'm just in search of my best self.
It's not a destination. It's a journey.
It is. That's why I enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent without quit pursuit of my potential or my best self. And that was a very valuable lesson. Now you have some mechanisms to assist people like me in pursuing my potential. And journaling is, to me, an essential way of codifying and repositing the lessons and stories and vision that I have for my future for that journey. Tell me about your self-best journal and, of course, your gratitude journal, which both I live by.
Yeah, so we started with the self-journal, which is a goal-based planner of 3 months. And that came from a personal journey where when I started to make habits, I just heard you talk about meditating in the morning. I used to not be a morning person. I think we grow up with this idea like you're a morning person or you're not a morning person. So I was like a night owl, I called it. And when I lived in New York, I worked as an architect, and I would wake up every day, like right when I had to leave, felt the whole day I was trying to catch up. I was super frazzled. And then I'm like, what? This isn't working for me. Why don't I try something else? And so I read The Miracle Morning, which is a great book on creating that morning routine. And like that became like a keystone habit where if I don't start my morning off right, like the whole day sort of cascades. And so the act of journaling in the morning, it's like before you open your laptop, before you jump into something, like what are you actually going to do that day, or what would make today a win? So journaling in the morning, it's a good way to like clear your head. It's a good way to set your intention before you open your laptop and everyone else's intentions are in your inbox. And it's a great way to sort of get away from the computer and write something down, which is scientifically proven to be more effective because you're using multiple senses. And so I still will write stuff down, and then yeah, I have an online calendar, but if I write it down, that's like a physical representation of my time being spent on something.
That is awesome. And then how does that reconcile with the gratitude journal as far as intention with what you're focused and paying attention to?
So the gratitude journal is based around, okay, we all have goals and we all have things that we want to achieve, but if we're not grateful for what we have now, or if we're not present in the things that we have now and the experiences that we have now, then as high achievers, we kind of keep moving the goalposts, right? And so the whole point of the gratitude journal is like being grateful for what you have, appreciating what you have, and then it's the act of becoming grateful and noticing all of the small things over time. Like we're never grateful for our health until we're sick, right? It's usually like, oh, I have the flu. I just can't wait to be better. When we're better, we're not like, oh, I'm so grateful for my health. It takes like a contrast. And so if we create a habit of not needing something to be either being risk taken away or we lose it to be able to be grateful, we're going to be much happier in our lives.
Yeah, you know what I love about you and your business is you actually have a business where you used your own business in the things that you sell in your business to create an 8-figure business, which is like proof in its own pudding, you know, that you actually created a business, used it to make your business. I love the story behind that and the idea of it, which is great. Now, one of the more tricky questions that I have, you know, obviously you and I are completely aligned in our discipline, our strategy, and our journeys, and our philosophy. You know, it really is a philosophy and perspective of life. One of the things I've been studying for years, and I'd love for you to give me your perspective of it, is time. When you're a journaler, when you have intention plus attention and equaling these coincidences in our lives, and we're journaling in coordination with our calendars,
Mm-hmm.
to produce more, to be more accessible and more gracious, right? That you have the Meltzer kaleidoscope, I call it, the lens of productivity, the lens of accessibility, and the lens of gratitude. Time is a variable that is counterintuitive, and it also, to me, is difficult to intertwine or reconcile with the idea of resistance. Because sometimes people put their intention and attention on the outcome and put time limits, and it actually slows them down or creates void shortages or obstacles. So I'd love for you to give me your perspective after being in the space for so long, being such a success with productivity, accessibility, and gratitude. How does time interplay with your journaling system?
So for me, I look at time in two different ways. There's creative time, which you need like time for deep work to really like, and it's also not a linear process. It's not like if you were driven by output and you're trying to create something, it's like I will sit at my desk and do something for 4 hours. Trust me, I've tried it. Doesn't work, unfortunately. And so we need to look at time of both like there's admin manager time, which you need to get done. And that is very much like I will do this thing and then this task will be completed. However, for many of us, like high achievers, you know, what separates us from like robots and computers is our ability to think and like create. And that is not something that you can almost put a time limit on. And so sometimes the act of like, oh, I'm going to be in the office for this much time. I've started like going for walks, and the time when you're not doing anything, like don't be listening to a podcast, which is hard for me because there's so many good ones. Don't be on your phone and just like let your mind wander, and you would be surprised how much your subconscious in that time is actually fixing a bunch of stuff that if you sat at your desk for the next 8 hours, you would not get done. But it's the active, like it's the reason why when we're in the shower, we come up with all these good ideas is because it's a kind of a meditative state. And so if you can create more time, like structured time like that, where it's not structured, you will be surprised at how much output you can get out of that without even intending it, which is completely backwards, but it like really works. And it's something that I've started applying, and I see how things are starting to add up more than if I just sit at my desk and write in my journal, okay, let's work on this project for the next 5 hours.
I love that, and separating the conscious, subconscious, and even the unconscious continuum, which leads me to my final question about consistency, routines. You know, I believe, as you do, in two different time periods or two different philosophies of time, I believe in two different routines: to have a set, consistent, efficient routine, but also have an adaptable routine. Because as I was talking about earlier, you know, you want to make God laugh, come up with a well-developed plan. And so I always have non-negotiables that are included or implemented into an adaptable routine. How is consistency a key component or ingredient to not only your system, but effectuating all the things that you strategize, believe in, and execute on for your own business?
So consistency, to me, it's another way of saying like the compound effect of something. So I think Naval talks about this idea of, you know, every great thing in life compounds, and you want to, you know, be in the long term. So your money over time, relationships over time, and also habits over time. And so positive habits compound over time to give you great results. And if you do those consistently, it seems like super small, right? But over time, it does compound. And at the same time as, you know, positive habits compounding and creating something, there's also negative ones. These small little decisions over time create results that you never would have intended. And so sometimes, like, if you're like, oh, I need to just get a result, it's like, what are those tiny little steps that are not difficult, but if you did them over and over again, would create like huge results? And again, we like to, you know, think of getting a result quickly, but the people in life that succeed are the people that are thinking long-term in everything, like money, relationships, their health. You could look at your, you know, I look at time in two different ways as well. There's like lifetime, and then there's 24 hours in a day. And so a lot of times people will try to solve a lifetime problem with a 24-hour time a day. They're like, I gotta get on this fad diet, I gotta get on the Peloton and just bike my way, and then I'm gonna be exhausted tomorrow. I'm not gonna get on it for 6 months, right? And so you need to solve like lifetime problems with lifetime time, which is 20 minutes every day doing something, or doing this one small thing every day is a much better way to look at it. And so make sure that you're applying the right sort of time with consistently with the right problem that you're trying to solve.
That's so genius because, you know, time is a man-made construct. So I separate it as a man-made construct in 24-hour time, and then what I call infinity of time, right? And understanding the compound interest of consistent, persistent behavior. And you've created, you know, we talked about the journals, but you've created a lot of cool tools like action pads and courses and challenges, discovery cards, even for icebreakers and small talk to help, you know, the variant degrees of interest in order to effectuate that consistent, persistent behavior, which I think is extraordinary, which is why you built such an extraordinary business and why you're able to be so productive, accessible, and gracious with your time as you have today. Now, people can find you at Catherine with the C dot, is it Lavery or Lavery?
It's Lavery. My personal website is littlemite.com, and where you can find all these tools we've been talking about is bestself.co. And we have tools for relationships. We have tools for productivity. Basically, there's a lot of different things that make your best self. I started very type A, like, let's hit these goals. And then I realized, like, if you have terrible relationships in your life, like, you can hit all the goals you want and you're going to be miserable at the end of the day. And so that's kind of where best self came to. It's like, okay, what all could we be focused on that will really make a big impact on different parts of people's lives?
And you are having that impact, and may everybody have peaceful relationships, especially those most relative to us. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't tell you how synergistic, you know, you and I are in symbiosis with our philosophies, strategies, and disciplines. I can't wait to delve deeper into the Best Self program. So thank you so much for joining us and helping us.
Thank you so much. This was great.
You're awesome, Catherine. Take care.
Bye.
All right. That is right up my alley. That's how you make winners win. I love that she's implemented an 8-figure business by utilizing the stuff that she's selling. That's amazing. Bestself.co. Catherine Lavery, thank you so much for joining me. All of our guests, Brandon, Vincent, and Catherine, extraordinary input today. Remember, in about, I don't know, 2.5 hours, 11 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to do free coaching. You can get your questions answered. Come on live with me. We'll be on Clubhouse. We'll be on Facebook, Instagram, all the platforms. Just come and join me. It's free. David@dmeltzer.com. 949-298-2905. All the replays available. 2-minute drill on Bloomberg Television tonight at 8:30 Pacific time. It's on Amazon. Episode 1, 2, and 3 have aired now on Amazon today. Check it out. Amazon Prime Video. 2-minute drill, the number 2, or search David Meltzer. You'll find them all there. You'll enjoy them. Let's take one more quick question before I go get ready for training. Most important lesson that your kids have taught you. Most important lesson my kids have taught me is they come through me, not for me. So many parents live their lives as if their kids are for them. My kids live through me. They don't listen to me, but they watch me. And they come through me. That's the greatest lesson that I've learned. Join me, 2-minute drill today on Amazon Prime Video or Bloomberg Television. Join me, David@dmeltzer.com. I'll send you my books, guides, exercises. I'll sign it, ship it, pay for shipping. Join me on my text community, 949-298-2905. Join me for the replays on the playbook. Billionaires, millionaires, entrepreneurs, celebrities, athletes, entertainers, the playbook. Share it, download it, like it. Spotify, Entrepreneur, every platform. Join me today for my training, David@dmeltzer.com. It's free coaching. You bring the questions, I'll bring the answers. Through all of that, remember, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Have a great day. Thanks.